Hi, this is Ken from TippmannParts.com with an overview and comparison of the various airsoft rifles made by Tippmann Tactical. The first rifle to show you is the one right here on top. This is the Tippmann M4 Carbine. This is the rifle that Tippmann designed first, and this is the only one that uses either compressed air or CO2 to power it. That compressed air and CO2 gives you a couple advantages. It gives you a little bit of a kick and a little bit of a noise to more closely simulate a real firearm. Obviously, it will not be nearly as noisy or as much kick as a real firearm, just enough to give you that feel. That compressed air or CO2 also gives you a higher potential velocity. This marker or this airsoft rifle can fire up to 400 foot per second, where the AEG electronic rifles underneath have a maximum velocity of between 340 and 360 foot per second based on barrel length. The shorter barrels have a lower velocity and the longer barrels have a higher velocity. Now this M4 carbine will use a custom magazine that has a disposable 12-gram CO2 cartridge in it to power it, or you can use a remote line coming off the back and put a large bulk compressed air bottle on a vest, a backpack, or a belt system. The modifications for that are optional. If you're not using the custom magazine that uses the 12-gram CO2 cartridge, this will accept all standard airsoft mags inside it to power it. Now this comes standard with a 14.5-inch barrel, which is a full-length barrel, but there are aftermarket barrels made by Tippmann that you can add to this for shorter lengths and different setups on it. It is very common for people to have different barrel length setups with a full different upper for it, so that you can just swap out all of your sights and various mods that you might have for a difference between indoor CBQ style play versus outdoor style play. This M4 is a metal construction. It's very rugged. Many fields will use these as rentals. They are hardy enough and heavy duty enough to use as such. This uses a standard rail type system, a little bit more of a classical rail system where the rails, the Picatinny rails, will screw right into it, and a more standard classical collapsible stock there that is the M4 style collapsible stock, and of course your flip up sights on the front and back that are removable as needed. This will fire full auto. It is a full select fire airsoft rifle. Let me set this one aside, and now let's talk about the AEG, or the electronic markers. First, there's a couple different variations in these, and between these three I'm kind of able to show you the differences between them. In each of the rifles you have an all black version and a tan version. You will also have different barrel lengths. There is the Commando, that's these top two right here, and the Recon version down here at the bottom. Now these in a standard form are all select fire, so you can switch them between safe, semi-auto, and full auto. However, there are some versions that you can get that will be semi-auto only. Those might be needed depending on the laws where you're located. But the standard version is a full auto rifle. These will all come with one magazine. They do not come with a battery pack, so you need to make sure you get a rechargeable battery. These are a 9.6 volt. Here's some right here. You need to make sure you get these tubular style 9.6 volt with the right connector. They should be listed next to any of these rifles when you purchase them online, but you may want to make sure you get those batteries. They won't function without the batteries. Now let's kind of go over the differences here. First, on the bottom here we have the Recon. The Recon will come in three different barrel lengths. The 6-inch barrel, which we have here, a 9.5-inch mid-length, and the standard 14.5-inch longer one. This uses an M-lock style system here. In real rifles, there's a couple different competing quick disconnect type styles so that you don't have to have rails permanently mounted on them, and this style here is called the M-lock system. I'm going to hold this up so you can see that there. It does have your flip up sights. Now the flip up sights on this are a little different than on the the Commando version. So the Recon has a little bit different flip-up sight system here. Kind of see that right there. You're also going to have a slight different grip system here. See that grip a little closer from the Commando. So this is the Recon once again here. You also notice that you do not have any tabs right here for sling mounts. You can mount a sling on the back, but you don't have the integral sling mounts right here. So here is the Recon. Of course, this is the shorty barrel system, so this is about 340 foot per second is the max. And of course, this will come with one magazine. Now here we switch over to the Commando. Here's the full size right here. You can see, of course, it has a slight different grip style. This is using what's called the M-lock style shroud for adding additional attachments. This also happens to be coming with a removable safety tip right there. And there you have it. And then we have the mid-range right here. Now the mid-range is a little bit different barrel length. This is a 10.5 inch barrel, where the mid-length here is a 9.5 inch barrel. So a little bit different, and you don't have a shorty version of the Commando. You can't get something in a 6 inch here. The 10.5 is as short as this goes. And you can see this is also a little bit more blended in its color, so you just have the tan in the center. So here you go. Here's the Tippmann Tactical Airsoft line of markers. We have the AEGs right here, and then, as I previously showed you, the Tippmann M4 Carbine gas-powered rifle.